Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Consumer Sense. My name is Alyson, and I'm joined today by Lexi and Dr. Guskey. And today we're going to be talking about what products are in high demand. So you have your traditional high demand products since the pandemic, particularly toilet paper, cleaning wipes, baking products, all of the above have been in very high demand recently. And it's obvious in the stores. But what about those products that necessarily aren't so obvious, that you wouldn't think are in high demand? We're going to be talking about all of those today. To kick it off, I'm going to run it over to Lexi. She's going to go first. She's going to tell us a few products that you wouldn't think are in high demand, but actually are. What do you got?
So first things first, if you wear glasses or even if you don't wear glasses, I'm talking about blue light tinted glasses. So this is something you can get on prescription glasses or just a pair with no prescription in them. And what the blue light does, so you can kind of see it in my glasses, is it reflects the harmful rays that are on your electronic products, or your iPad, your smartphones, your iPhones, your laptops. So when you're working, it doesn't strain your eyes. So everyone's working from home and everyone's normally is on their phone anyway, but especially now, people are looking more at their phones and their computers. So that has been high in demand to protect your eyes from all the harmful rays that electronics give to you. Second product I have for everyone today is dog gates and baby gates. So another working from home product to help eliminate distractions during Zoom calls. It's supposed to help you, get unwanted visitors out because everyone's working from home. Your kids may be still working at your house doing their schoolwork so that they can be kept away while you do your business, and dogs away from you too, not jumping on your lap, not barking while you're during your Zoom call. And finally, a very surprising product that's very exciting is paint by number kits. So I don't know about you guys, but when I was younger, I used to love to do those because I couldn't draw, couldn't do anything. That's really high in demand. And something special that has just emerged in the market is you can take your own pictures and photographs that you've taken, and companies will make it a paint by number picture for you. We'll give you the colors for it. We'll draw it out for you. So then you can go ahead and gift that to somebody else or just hang it up in your home.
Wow, that's really cool. I have one question about the blue light glasses. I'm assuming you use them?
Yes.
Frequently? Have you noticed, do you feel like they work?
Oh, of course they do. I actually have two pairs of glasses, one with the blue light and one without, and it's like a dramatic difference.
Really?
I personally have my glasses prescription, but I actually who has 20/20 vision, and she uses it with just the blue light in it, no prescription, just for the sheer fact of to reflect harmful or whatever the bad stuff is from the computer.
That's really interesting because I know my sister has a pair of those, and I was just so curious because I know looking at a computer all the time can give people headaches, and I know that was supposed to cut down on that too.
Yeah.
And I want to know about the paint by numbers. I love that idea. I think I want to get that for Christmas presents for everybody. That is so awesome.
That's a good idea. That's a good Christmas present. Yeah.
I believe that just started recently with the pandemic coming because people want to, enter like the new markets. These businesses want to do something. Anyone, there's painting everywhere. What can they do different? Just different. Now they're just popping up everywhere. I see ads all the time. They're send in your picture and they'll fix it for you. And what a good way, if you can't draw, to do you're not just painting flowers or something generic. You're painting like a personal memory for you. A picture,
Really cool. Really cool. I love it.
That's awesome.
Love it. Yeah.
All right, Dr. G, what have you got for us?
Well, I've got some health issues. I don't mean I have health issues, but I have health products I want to talk about. I noticed personally that I take vitamins, but I've been taking even more vitamins, the vitamin C, the zinc. And when I go to my drugstore at Rite Aid in Bridgeville, it doesn't seem like they can keep enough vitamins on the shelf because, it's more the preventative thing. So, instead of, people worry about their health, but if you could be proactive in what you're actually, taking the vitamins, I think that's a great plan for people along those same lines. And so it's not just vitamins, but it's also mineral supplements and things like that. And it's risen 17% during the pandemic. So that's huge, a huge number. And I think more people are doing that as well, as they should be. And along those lines, even though it's more a service, the telemedicine situation where you've got, people aren't going to their doctor's offices and they're doing the Zoom calls or the remote. And that technology is very huge. And it's, the question then is this going to continue even after the pandemic? Because people maybe get accustomed to it. If you have the flu or you have the, COVID-19, and you have something that's contagious, it's easier for the doctor to see you virtually and then maybe prescribe something or along those lines. And a lot of workplaces are also doing more of the telemedicine from the workplace if you have to do a physical or something like that, because once again, it's cheaper for them, it's easier for them rather than sending their employees, to a doctor's office or something like that. So I think we're going to be continuing to see more experiences like this and more services delivered online.
Yeah.
Of course, fast food is huge. We all know that. People are eating a lot more fast food. But when you've got not just the fast food restaurants, but also the more restaurants who never even did takeout, they are now sort of forced. And I was just at a restaurant last week, and they said the same thing. They never did takeout, but now they are doing it, and they're doing it very successfully. However, interestingly, there's a huge shortage of paper bags, takeout boxes, and drink totes. This is a huge shortage. So a lot of these restaurants who never did takeout before, now they're having trouble, getting any of these things. So it's a learning curve for everybody. But, it's things like you would never expect, like a paper bag or a takeout to actually be, like in short notice. Candy is another thing. Now, we've got Halloween coming up, and a lot of people are not even having Halloween in their communities. I know we are, but a lot aren't. And so candy sales, you would think for Halloween would slip. However, because people are using candy for comfort foods, I being one of them. And so like whenever I grade, all my students know M&Ms with peanuts helps me get through it, or Mallow Cups. So we've got candy sales that have been escalating like tremendously. And of course, there's the Zoom. We all know that we're doing a Zoom call now. But it's unbelievable, some of the numbers. They are the largest social network movement currently, and they're outpacing Snapchat as well as TikTok. And so we all know video conferencing through Zoom, but their downloads, like before the pandemic, their average was 56,000 downloads a day. So 56,000 globally. Now it's over 2 million every day. So it's like huge. So if we had known that, we should have bought stock in Zoom a couple of months ago. That's all, that's all everybody's using. So to me, those are products and services, some of them to be expected and some of them sort of unusual.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I was thinking about when you were talking about restaurants, I have found being at home and doing work remotely that getting takeout during the day is kind of just my way to, like treat myself. This is something a little bit more exciting because I don't have anywhere to go or anything to do. And I'm in my house all the time. So I'm like, I'll get takeout today. So I wonder if other people are thinking that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And because people are working from home and maybe they have their kids there, as you were saying, Lexi, and so, they don't have time to cook, or it makes it a lot, and then we've got this cleaning craze that we've all been sanitizing. However, it's gone beyond just simply sanitizing. People are home. So they're scrubbing and spring cleaning their houses tremendously. So that's, there's a lot of things that have extended. And my favorite product, I don't know if people think about it, but like lip balm from wearing the masks. I don't know about you, but my lips get so dry, and the hand cream constantly, so I'm always have my hand cream handy and just use it because
you wash your hands all the time.
You have to, yes. And your hands just get desperate. And I don't know if anybody's ever talking about that notion that, simple products like that have like gone up tremendously. Alyson, you have some ideas too.
I do, but one quick note on the hand. It's interesting to see the downward effect of because people are washing their hands so much, lotion is in high demand. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to see the cause and effect, I guess is what you would say.
Yes. There are a lot of products, supply and demand. So a lot of products are escalating. And on the other hand, the other are not. So there's huge winners and huge losers in these. Yeah.
Yeah. The first product that I have is eye makeup is in higher demand than it has been before. And we actually talked about this before, I think in one of our last videos, which was interesting. One of the cosmetics companies said that the lip product sales, so lipsticks, have dropped nearly 50%, but some eye products are up 96%, which is huge. Like before the pandemic, it says 60% of consumers wore lipstick, and now only 23% do. So I think it's both the fact that there's no point in wearing it because people don't see it, and also it's inconvenient because it gets all over your mask. And what better way to, like, you know, if you're wearing a mask, you want something to pop rather than the mask. So you're going to do up your eyes and stuff like that. And so it makes sense, and I think that's really interesting. Although a lot of consumers have moved towards a less high maintenance makeup routine. So like a lower maintenance makeup routine because you're not really going out as much. So they're focusing a lot more on skincare rather than they are on makeup.
Yeah. There was a sign in a restaurant close to my area, and it was so hysterical. I don't know specifically, but it said, you're ugly, but you have nice looking eyes, then you're good to go.
I think that's interesting that you bring up the skincare point, because I've noticed, and I've talked to a lot of women, is that if you're working in an office or you're still in the food industry and you need to wear your mask all the time, people are breaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
All the time, like if you sweat, just your natural oils you have on, or if you do decide to wear powder under here or any lipstick. I know my mom's had that issue. I've had that issue where if you're wearing a mask for a really long time, that just happens. So I just find that also really interesting. Skincare has been going up, and that's just another reason why a lot of people aren't trying to wear makeup during this time. I think I maybe wear makeup once a week, maybe, if that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, me too. I put it on the weekends when I know that I'm going out, and that's probably it, you know? Yeah. So that's really interesting. These next two kind of go hand in hand. So with the Halloween holiday coming up, a recent Google search that has gone up is dog costumes. So I think people are supplementing for the fact that they're not going to be able to wear costumes this year because they're not going anywhere. They're going to put their dogs in costumes. So, it just says Google searches have actually officially reached a higher number than searches for people costumes. So like women's costumes, men costumes, kid costumes, that's officially below the search for dog costumes, which I think is so funny. Why not dress up your dog? Like if you can't go trick-or-treating, get your dog in the spirits. But for those people who are looking to get into a costume, those plague doctor masks are huge right now. Specifically on Amazon Prime Day, which is really interesting. They sold, I'm pretty sure it's around 2,700 of those masks, whereas this time last year they had only sold 200. So I think it's an interesting play on like the fact that we're in a pandemic with the plague mask, but also the fact that it's a mask and you can wear those on Halloween, and that seems a little bit more safe than going around without one on. So I think that one's funny. That one was interesting. The next one that I have is bicycles. So bicycles have, I think, been experiencing a pretty high demand over the past several months, specifically because riding a bike is one of those socially distant, safe activities that you can do outside with other people. And especially over the summer when everybody was cooped up in their homes, that was just such a great way to get outside. And I think right now, the demand is even higher because bicycles are such a great and such a classic Christmas gift. So people are looking to buy bicycles for the holidays, but these stores are having trouble keeping them in stock because the demand was so high before. There was this one bicycle shop, it's called Crossroads Bicycle Company. They purchased their holiday inventory back in July, and they are just getting those bikes in like now at the beginning of October. So if you were to go into any Walmart or Target or anything like that, like their bicycle racks are just cleared. Like it's crazy. And then the last one that I have is Spam. So Hormel, we know that they sell Spam. They said that in the 24 weeks leading up to the first week of September, they saw retail sales of Spam up like 28%. And it's interesting because spam had such a bad reputation, like, for so long. And I've seen their commercials recently, and it looks like they're trying to make a comeback. And I think right now it's working for them because people see that spam is one of those foods that will literally never go bad, and you can keep it in your pantry forever. So it's just one of those convenient foods that, you know, like canned goods, people are just stocking in their closet to have, you know, in case anything happens, you know, that they're not able to get meat or anything like that. So spam is interesting. It's making a comeback. Didn't have a great reputation before, but hopefully it'll get back out there.
It's actually, spam is really popular in a lot of Polynesian cultures and like Hawaiian cooking, as well as like Filipino cooking.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are interested, have no idea what to do with spam, definitely Google some of those recipes. Look Asian recipes.
That's cool. I didn't know that. I'm sure they're all over Pinterest, things you can do.
And speaking of recipes, a lot of my friends who bake, they said they can't get flour or yeast.
Yeah. Yep, those are two big ones. A lot of baking products. I actually heard today that canned pumpkin is hard to find. Yeah, but when you think about even this time of year, the demand for pumpkin goes up anyway. I mean, people are only using pumpkin to make recipes, October through maybe December. So increased demand for pumpkin, and it's another canned good that people are just going to keep in their closets. So all these interesting products that are high in demand that you would never think of.
Once again, as we always say, Consumer Sense provides you with tips and trends, information that you didn't even know you needed. But how cool is this to actually know what's happening out there in the marketplace?
Interesting. Yep. And if you are looking for more tips, more information, anything like that, be sure to check us out on social media. We're at Consumer Sense. Also our website, draudreygusky.com. We post new blogs, new content on there every week. So we'd love to have you guys stick around. All right. Thanks for joining us today, guys. That was our high products in demand that you wouldn't think of typically. So
because we are Consumer Sense and we make sense.
Makes sense for you.